What's up, friends? My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti, and there's something touching my foot. Let me get out of that. Welcome to Fun Friday. I am more sleep deprived than I've ever been in my entire life. Just don't expect much. Fair warning. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna fly. I have three tinywhoop batteries charged. We're gonna fly those. One on the 75, one on the three-bladed 0802 25,000 kV rig, and one on the bibladed 0702 30,000 kV rig. We're gonna do some Q&A, so bring those questions. Any questions at all about Betaflight, about mental health, about dogs. I don't know much about dogs, but I don't know, what else did I write in there? You guys know better than me. Q&A, Friday fun, tiny whooping. Oh yeah, and taking a nap. I'm gonna take a nap live on stream. So yeah, I'll take a nap. You guys can watch the top of my head, and then when I wake up, I'll hit end stream. Oh, that would be the best live stream of my life. In the chat, Tiago Ramos was first, Bob Noxious was next. I just spit on myself. Chopper FPV after that. Riot 9, Dead Chicken, Dusty Joe, Bob Noxious, Northern Tier, Denzel the Terrible, Riot 9. Gardo Rotor is here. Denzel the Terrible, Paul McDonald, Bob Noxious is here. I'm so fucking tired. I'm so tired. I'm tired, like, you know how, like, when you're falling asleep? What'd you shut off for, you fuck? You know how, like, when you're falling asleep, like, your body will, like jerk sometimes? I've been doing that, like, uncontrollably all day. Which is a little worrying. Why'd this guy shut off? Did the battery... It said I had 30%. Alright, well, there's gonna be very little fill on my face. Hope you guys are okay with that. Moved some lights around. What were we saying? Moved some lights around. I don't know, maybe it's better. Maybe it's not. I don't care. I moved the monitor. I moved the camera up a little bit. I tried to get a little bit less ceiling in the shot. Didn't I charge I charged the one light too. Here, hold on. Yeah, the one light's charged. Let's see how this looks. Ready? Let's see how this is. I charged this light. It's becoming like a thing. The beginning of the stream has become Ciotti plays with lights. So how's that? Yeah, so now by moving the camera upwards, the light itself is now out of the frame. You can see a little bit of it, but that's interesting. It puts a spot in the middle, which I don't love. But you know, such as life sometimes. Sometimes you don't love things, and you have to let them go. I don't know. This light needs to be purple. Hold on. I can kick this on too. Let's see what that does. I've been playing around with lighting this wall up with white light and lighting this wall up with colored light, and it's super fun. What I might actually do is so Sunday stream, right? Sunday stream is at 3 o'clock when it's light out. So I'm thinking for Sunday stream, I might have a lighting setup in here that's like white light based, you know, like during the day. And then the nighttime streams will be all, you know, fancy like this. Nobody cares. I'm the only one that cares. Black umbrella, that ain't it. Where's the studio stand low? That's it. This needs to be on purple. Ready? Booyaka! That's a little bit better over here. Did you see it happen? Did you see it? I don't want red. It was on red. Nah, we don't want red. We want purple. Look at that. Could also do white. Watch this. Watch this. Ready? Ooh! Nah, I don't like it. That's what we're gonna leave it at. Just playing. Just playing. Hey! 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 I got a bunch of Micro King sticker packs that I made up. A lightning bolt hit my brain last night. Nobody has done a sticker order on Etsy in a while, so I'm gonna kick you guys in the ass. Don't go through Etsy. Just PayPal me. Check it out. Micro King sticker, New School matte CiottiFPV sticker, and magnet, CiottiFPV magnet. $10, PayPal me and say send me a sticker pack. I got a bunch of them, and I will put your address in there. You can get to my PayPal by going over to Something's going on upstairs. I think there's an earthquake. You can get to my PayPal by going over to CiottiFPV.com and scrolling down. There's a PayPal button. It'll PayPal me directly, and you can put a note. If you don't put a note with your address, I'm gonna find your address with the internet, and I'm gonna send you poop. So make sure you put your address, or else you're gonna get feces in the mail. And I mean, who wants that? I once paid for poop. Cards Against Humanity sent an email saying, "Hey everybody, we'll send you a box full of bullshit for $10." And then trying to find it, and then I was like, no, There's no way. There's no way they'll. And they said in the thing, they're like, we are literally going to send you a box of bullshit. And I was like, nah, bro, they wouldn't dare. And then this arrived. It says, bullshit by Cards Against Humanity. There's a little poop on the side. And it says, box made in China, poop made in America. And then I opened the box up, and sure as shit, there was some actual bull poop, which I threw away, and I kept the box. So yeah. Don't ever think Cards Against Humanity won't do exactly what they say they're gonna do. They're actually a great company. They donate a shitload of money to charity, and they donate to like the right stuff, like the stuff that they want that we want them to be donating stuff to. They did something. They when the Cheeto Nazi was in office, they bought a chunk of land that asshole was gonna try to put his wall that he screwed us all into paying for in so that the wall couldn't be completed. They got tons of money, and they I forget what they did. It was very clever what they did. They worked with like attorneys, and yeah, they bought this chunk of land that they had like they made the chunk of land like some religious thing or something like that, so that yeah, they're great, man. They're a fucking hysterical company. Get on their email list. They won't email you a lot. They'll email you like twice a year, and it's just hysterical. Cards Against Humanity, that is. Garter Rotor says hello from the road. Kim says, yo, what's up, Kim? Who else is in the chat? Dusty Joe, Ryan Jones, Aircon, Bob Noxious, Espander, Cole Powers, Guillermo is here, Dusty Joe again, Danzilla, Riot 9, YouTube just did the thing. Come on, YouTube, you're better than this. You're really not. Ramdonko, Momo Slappy, Dusty Joe, Subsonic Frequency, Pedro Tomei, Maniac FPV, Slow Entropy, Doc, I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. How the hell are you, man? PJ's here. See that? I remembered. Deshaun is in the house. Brandon's Baked Beans, Vitrafly, Mr. Huggy, Denzel the Terrible again, Jason Black, Jonathan Lewis. Good lord, there's a lot of folks in here. Solvent FPV, Ryan, there we go, cool. I was right about to bail and say I can't get everybody, but I got everybody, goddammit, because that's how much I love you guys. This is my full-time job. If you'd like to support me on this crazy journey that is attempting to be a full-time FPV donkey for a living, head on over to CiottiFPV.com. Buy yourself something nice on Etsy, but instead of that, buy yourself one of these Micro King sticker packs by PayPaling me. Check out the Teespring store for some clothing, and the Kill All Carbon black tote bag. You need one. You need one. You need a black Kill All Carbon tote bag. If you don't have one, you're an asshole. Don't be an asshole. Go get yourself one. Oh, this is gonna be a shit show tonight. What else? Affiliate links. Hey, start using affiliate links. It's a really big deal. Creators don't make any money, so help them make a little bit of money so that they can eat and have a roof and someday get health insurance by using affiliate links. It's completely free for you to do it. You just have to replace all your bookmarks with someone's affiliate links, and or just think of content creators when you're buying shit. You can also, like, if you're like me and you just go up into your HTML bar, right? Like so if you just if every time you want to go to get FPV, you're like me and you just type get, what you can do is, oh my god, the ceiling is actually going to collapse, and people or dogs or something is going to come crashing through the ceiling. Yeah, you can click this little plus or X over here, and you can remove like the regular suggestion, which is just getfpv.com. And if you hit like my affiliate link once or twice, it'll, you know, I need to do this because I'm allowed to use my own goddamn affiliate links, and yet I never do. So like, if you go to CiottiFPV.com, oh look what it looks like, oh wow. And like, if you just like open my affiliate link a bunch of times, that's gonna tell your browser that you want to go to this getFPV link all the time, right? So then, if you just type get, and then you kill that, look at that, see? Did you see it? Now that I clicked X to remove the regular getfpv.com suggestion, if I just type get from now on, look at that, it's my affiliate link. Isn't that amazing? So like every time now I open up a new tab and type getFPV, it's gonna drive me to my own affiliate link, and now my affiliate info is in my shopping cart. I don't have to think about it. It's free money, yo. Do it. You can do it with Amazon. Look at all these things you can do it with. Here, hold on. Look at all these things you can do it with when you're doing an order on Newbie Drone or FPV Cycle or Amazon for that 20-gallon jug of lube that you know you've been eyeing on there. GetFPV, God's website, FPV Crate, which no longer exists. What happens if we try to go to FPV Crate? Oh man, that's sad. That makes me sad. Yeah, there's a whole bunch. So help your favorite creator out. If it's not me, that's okay. I forgive you. I want more of us to be able to create cool content. That's what it's about, in my opinion. That's the life that I'm living. Hey, check this shit out on Amazon. Look at it. This is not Amazon. This is Facebook. Look at this. August 19th, 2017. What do you know about that? Look at this. Look at this nonsense. This is the LB97, yo. I think you guys might be able to hear that. This is my apartment in Charleston, and yeah, this is early days of CiottiFPV learning to fly. This is taking a camera. This is taking a pair of Eachine VR 007 goggles, Pro, something or other, and taking a camera, I think it was my iPhone, and pointing my iPhone into the box goggles to record the screen, right? That's why I have the battery indicator and this nonsense down here. And then I was flying through an old-ass set of Fat Shark, oh god, postage stamp field of view sized goggles. And yeah, this is called doing whatever it takes, friends. Like, doesn't matter what it takes, get it done. This is I did this for like 6 months because I just couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford anything else. I was getting the cheapest stuff I possibly could. So yeah, isn't that wild? And then look at this nonsense. August 19th, 2019. Who's ready for Joshua Bardwell's live stream from CiottiFPV headquarters? I had done like a couple of live streams from my cell phone, like super janky and awful thus far. Joshua happened to be in town. What was I looking at on the computer? Those are true RC antennas, aren't they? That's pretty cool. Yeah, Joshua Bardwell was coming to hang out, and he had a live stream, and he said, "Yo, can I do the live stream from your place?" I was like, "Hell yeah!" And this right here, this live stream that I did with Joshua from my place, afterwards he was like, "Yo, you're really good at this, man. Like, you might want to do this." And that's when I started to take it more seriously. At the time, I was still employed by Benefit Focus, but very shortly after this, they laid me off. And yeah, it's been 2019, man. Good lord, it's been 3 years. Wild stuff. So yeah, a little stroll down memory lane for anyone that likes that kind of thing. Let's see who's tagging me in chat. If you want to talk to me in chat, all you gotta do is type CiottiFPV. If you do it, it'll light up in orange, like what Danzilla the Terrible did. You don't have to put a, I can see myself. Hi, me. Hi, me. Yeah, you don't have to put an at. You can do this with anybody. If you type anybody's name into chat and you spell it correctly and put the spaces in the right places, it'll highlight orange for them so that they know you're talking to them. Just like in the real world, you know, you don't just like walk up to a stranger and just start talking at them. You say like, "Hey, stranger, I'm gonna stab you." There's something going on upstairs. Something's happening. The big ass I-beam that runs through the middle of this basement is getting tested right now. I think Felix is running around chasing the doggy around. That'd be my guess. Danzo the Terrible says it's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Hey, CiottiFPV and Collective. Spander says, hey Gan, hi CiottiFPV. I'm going to bed now, but you have an awesome stream, you lucky son of a bitch, Spander. Guillermo says, I just burned 2 motors. That sucks. Better than blowing up an ESC though. Denzel the Terrible says, she does not. She does not. I think I'm gonna change this. I gotta figure out, alright, I gotta point this direction. I'm used to pointing this direction. I'm used to pointing somewhere, not here. I think I'm gonna change this every live stream. So if you've got any suggestions, it has to have the word, it has to be something something pump. So we've already done, it's really called an ejection pump. We've already done ejaculation pump, that was an easy one. Swedish penis pump, that took a minute for me to think of. I need a suggestion for tomorrow's stream. Maniac says, "What's up, CiottiFPV? Nice client." Oh boy. Riot9 says, "How do you feel wearing your own merch? I wore a shirt the other day while out flying that had my actual human name on it, but wasn't my Instagram. Was awkward when they said they followed." Yeah, there's like this, like people that are just ultra cool, right? Like just the coolest people on earth. Just the people that are just so cool, it almost hurts. They're so fucking cool that it almost hurts, guys. So cool. The guys that are just so fucking cool, man. They're just so cool. They're just such cool people, man. Just, they're so cool. Those people say that it's like, you know, douchey to wear your own merch. I'm nowhere near that cool, so I can wear my own merch and it's fine. I don't give a fuck. You know, I don't give a shit what anybody else thinks of me. If you think I'm cool, that's great for you. I could give 2 shits. If you think I'm super uncool, that's cool too. That's great. I love that for you. I love if you think that I'm super uncool, because you're the asshole that's missing out. So yeah, it's, that's a funny thing that, that the people that are just so goddamn cool that it hurts, will do to, like, yeah, I don't know. I was never one of those people in school. I will never be one of those people because I think they're just so fucking obnoxious and they tend to be so fake. So yeah. If you came here for that, you ain't never gonna get it. You're just gonna get a gangly nerd that likes to fly fucking robots. Not to mention that, like, come on. How fucking cool can you really be flying toy helicopters? Just get fucking over yourself. Like, just relax, yo. It's just, like... Ugh. It's so cringy, man. It's so fucking cringy, those people. But I digress. Right, no, we got that. E-Doc says, I'll leave you with this. It really helps in life to just kind of get over yourself. That's one of the best sort of descriptions of it that I've ever heard with stuff like that. Like, just get over yourself, man. Like, and think of it this way too, right? Like, someone that's gonna see you that thinks you wearing your own merch is uncool, that is a person that, if you're anything like me, I have no interest in having anything to do with that person, right? Like, that's just not a, like, I don't care at all about that person in any way, shape, or form. And the less time in my life that person takes up, the better. So it's kind of perfect, because they're gonna be like, oh, that guy's a douchebag, and I'm not gonna talk to him. And like, awesome. I wasted none of my life on that piece of human garbage. That's a little harsh, but you know what I'm saying, right? So yeah, you gotta kind of get over yourself at some point. It's hard. It's a part of like, it's been a part of my journey. Because I definitely felt I was on the other side of this for a while. But yeah, part of like kind of doing the work and learning about yourself and kind of getting over yourself will sort of get you through that. So it's not easy, and it, you know, like, it's totally natural to feel that way, but if you put in the work, you can kind of get over it, and your life will be way better, and you'll surround yourself with much cooler, more genuine human beings that are, yeah, just who you want to be hanging out with. So there you go. There's a rant for you guys. Doc says, did you get a chance to fly the Wildwood map in Velocidrone yet? I did not. I didn't even know it was in there. But if you remind me on Sim Sunday, this Sunday, we will certainly give it a shot. I don't remember seeing. Is it like Wildwood? Like, what is it based off? Like Wildwood, New Jersey? Like, is it a whole bunch of Guidos on the beach? I'm from New Jersey, so I can say that. PJ says, I appreciate your lighting. Went to school for photo, video, TV, broadcast stuff as well, and the aesthetic is... Thank you, PJ. I did too, 20 years ago. I graduated with a degree in TV radio in the communications department from the College in New Jersey, TCNJ. It used to be called Trenton State College. And I didn't like do anything with it directly. Like, I worked in sales and project management for almost 20 years before these live streams began. But it was always a part of my life. Like, I shot stills for about 15 years. I got video was really expensive back then. You know, we're talking like the end of the 1900s. I will never get over. I will never get over being able to say that. I will never get over being able to say that I graduated from college in the end of the 1900s. That is a fucking badge of pride for me. But yeah, back then video stuff was just brutal money, and I just couldn't afford it. So I shot stills for a long time, and really dove into lighting with stills, and really had a blast with it. And light is light. You know, there's amount of light, there's quality of light. Quality of light refers basically to the size of the light source. It's much more detailed than that, but yeah. So when a friend of mine, Michelle of Octopunk Media in Charleston, asked me to do lighting for one of her first short films, I was like, yeah, I can probably do that. And I did, and it was great. And I've worked on a ton of her films since then, as gaffer running lighting. And it's been a blast. And yeah, now I get to do it for the background and for my big dumb head on these live streams. I'm not happy with this light yet. It's getting there. I gotta figure out how to get a little bit more fill on this side of my face. I think I have it figured out, but I don't love it's. You know what's interesting about doing lighting here is that, like, it's not just put the lights where they look best for you guys through the lens. I also have to try to put the lights in spots that don't. I mean, I don't have to do this, but like, I'm trying to put the lights in spots that they don't look ridiculous, because this is a basement too, right? Like, the other side of this room is like a little home theater, and so yeah, I'm trying to have this not look so overtly. Like, I don't want to have, 14 like ugly ass light stands all over the goddamn place. So I'm trying to put the lights in spots that look not so insane, but also I have to try to put the lights in spots that don't get in the way of, like, the workbench over here and, like, this shit. So it adds like this extra little element to the challenge, which I love that kind of shit, man. Yeah, give me something that's difficult to do, and I'll see you in 6 months. But goddamn, it'll be perfect at the end of those 6 months. So, still working on it. I'm loving the direction that I'm taking it so far. I need to get a proper. So I'm experimenting over here with a little LED light strip behind this white Kallax IKEA shelf, and I like where it's going. This is a super low powered shitty one, so I decided I'm gonna get a proper set of LED light strips, and I'm gonna line the back of this shelf, and then I'm gonna go up the corner of this shelf here, and then I'm gonna go down the back of this shelf here. And what that's gonna do is that's gonna throw daylight balanced white light onto the purple of this wall, because I really like the way it looks over here, right? Look at this like nice soft kind of purple here. And then I won't have to throw quite as much purple light. Like right now I'm throwing a lot of purple light, which you can see on this white shelving unit, to get this purple to kind of show up because it's dark. As it turns out, the red is much lighter. Go figure. So the red is much easier for me to light up on the top of the wall here. But yeah, this is I'm having an absolute blast trying to figure this is also the first time I've really, usually I just throw colored lights at white. This is the first time I'm getting to play around with like throwing colored or white lights at painted walls. And this is also a matte paint, which is really absorbing the light, but it absorbs the light in a really cool way because it doesn't get all glary. Like there's no big, I mean, there's hot spots here, but there's no direct reflections. Direct reflection is when you like if you walk into a room, and there's a wall here and there's a window right here, the window light, you'll always notice it'll carom off the wall. It'll just bounce right off the wall right into your eyeball, and you'll get a big bright white, it's called a direct reflection on that wall, that shows every single little mark. These flat and matte paints that you can get don't do that, which is really cool. Unfortunately, they're a bitch to roll out. Luckily, P. Richard Scott is a painting ninja. He's been helping me out a ton. We're doing some gray, lunar surface gray in flat over on those walls, which should be interesting. We'll see. I think I'm going to stick with that same color on these other walls here, but I'm going to do eggshell. The other problem with these flat paints is you can't touch them. Like, you ever like go to pick something up that's against the wall and like you put your one hand on the wall and you pick it up with the other hand? Yeah, can't do that shit with these flat paints because you'll leave a big handprint in the wall, which has been interesting. It's I gotta remember that. I almost made the mistake the other day. I went to pick something up over here and I went, like right before my hand got to the wall, I was like, no! Luckily I've got this ledge. This ledge is painter's white eggshell, so you can touch this ledge without leaving fingerprints in it. But yeah, these other two walls, there's a good chance that at some point somebody will put a hand on them. These walls over here that are getting the flat gray, there's much less of a chance that anybody will ever touch them or rub against them. But I don't know, I got plenty of the paint. I can always, fix it. Denzel the Terrible says, "Is it even legal to mail poop?" That was actually something that they talked about it on their website. They had to talk to their attorneys about it, and I think they had to like sanitize it or something. They had to do something. There was a yeah, they didn't want to mail people Ebola, so they figured that out. It was the bullshit that they mailed out was very dry. It was very dry and flaky. And it didn't smell at all. So yeah, they did something to it. Jonathan Lewis says, "How's it going, brother? I have a question." You came to the right place, my man, hopefully. I just got a rapid-fire module. What settings and RF mode do you use on yours? The big thing is to hopefully use rapid-fire number 1. There's rapid-fire number 1, number 2, and then legacy, and those are in order of performance. Number 1 works the best, number 2 works a little bit less good, legacy is like old school diversity. Some FPV cameras used to have a problem with rapid fire 1 because they didn't I forget what it was. There's some like there's some standardization, and some of the companies didn't conform to that standardization, and so that's why they had to add rapidFIRE number 2 and Legacy. So if you use rapidFIRE number 1 and it works, and you don't get like weird screen rolling and shit like that, you're good to go. rapidFIRE 1 works the best. And then there's a bunch of different OSD settings. Just play around with those. Those are specific to whatever your goggles are. And they're also like whatever you like the look of the best. I think I use OSD Lite, and then I have it set up for HD2s, which are my goggles, I think. I have HD2s. Do I have HD3s? I don't know. I think I have HD3s. But yeah, you just play around with those settings. Those are going to be totally specific to whatever the hell your goggles are. And that's about it. Yeah. The rapidFIRE module is the one to have for sure. With good antenna placement and not, you know, burying your head or looking up at the sky when you're flying. My God, that module is just incredible. Bob Knox is dropping the link to CiottiFPV.com. Thank you, brother. Garter rotor almost crashed from my my aggression towards horrible people. Doc says, doing great, though racing practice tends to overlap with your streams. Ah, okay, fair enough. CMYK's in the house. What's up, homie? If you need graphic design work done and you don't go to CMYKFPV, I'll just smash your head with a hammer. So you better look up CMYKFPV when you have a logo that you want to get done. He's done my new logo. This one. He did this logo. And he's done pretty much all the artwork over the last like year or so, year to year and a half of the stream, and I like it much better than the stuff that my ex-wife did. So there's that. He did the my favorite by far that he's done so far. Are you shitting me? I don't have it in my little sticker pile. These stickers are all available from Etsy, or to be honest, you can just message me. And I'll sell them to you outside of Etsy and just mail them to you. I don't have one of the... That was probably very loud. I apologize. I don't have one of the... Oh, I have one sitting right over here. Hey-oh! Hey-oh! He did this. So I asked him to just straight rip off Hoonigan's Kill All Tires artwork. And make this that says kill all carbon, because that's what we do, yo. We be killing that carbon. And yeah, this is like my favorite design that he's done so far. But man, he fucking killed my new logo. I really like my new logo. The direction that I gave him on this, in Mrs. Marvel, no, not Mrs. Marvel, in the show with Red Scarlet in the house and Mr. Thing in his head, when they go to work in the first couple of episodes, they go to work at this company called like CompuMaster or something else, and the logo for the company on the front of the building had like something similar to this font. It had like this C kind of going on, and I was like, ooh, that looks fucking cool. And then I also told him that I wanted a little bit of like an old school Nintendo NES vibe. And yeah, this is what I came up with, and I just fucking love it, man. I really, really, really do. So yeah, hit up CMYK for your graphic design needs, and he'll do something cool. He's probably not going to do you a logo like some of these other guys, which is like a cartoony version of a picture. That's really not his deal. He's doing like... I almost said proper graphic design. That's not really fair. Like, the cartoony stuff is awesome, don't get me wrong, but the cartoony stuff you can't shrink down, right? Like high-end graphic design, one of the things that they think about is like, I'm making a logo for this person. Sometimes this logo is going to be tiny, sometimes this logo is going to be big, sometimes it's going to be black on white, sometimes it's going to be white on black, sometimes it's going to be red on white, right? So there's a lot that goes into logo design, and that's what CMYK is that's what he does, man. He's legit. So yeah, you're not gonna get like a cartoony version of yourself, but that's good because when you can't shrink that down, right? Like you shrink that cartoony version of a picture that you send somebody with down to this size, and it's just a blob, right? Like so yeah, that's not what he does, but in my opinion, that's in a lot of cases not necessarily what you want. Don't get me wrong, those cartoony drawings are super cool. When you're looking at them big and you can see all the details, and like, yeah, you can like put that on the front of a t-shirt and like that's awesome. But you can't really use those as a logo, right? Like that, they're not logos. They're not logos. They're caricatures, right? So if you're looking for logo design, that's what CMYK can do. He's not a caricature guy. You don't see this. Look, you don't see this guy working at a fucking park with a goddamn easel, getting people walking by, drawing their foreheads real big. That's not what he does. It's just not what he does. Not his deal. You get professionalism with my boy. Demo FPV says sent you PayPal. Awesome, Demo. I'm gonna send you a Micro King sticker pack. For anybody that's just joined. A lightning bolt hit my brain last night. It hurt like hell, but it was worth it. I made a bunch of these little kits. I've got them all ready to go in the envelope, so I can just mail them straight to you. This is a Micro King sticker pack. It's $10. You PayPal me. You go to CiottiFPV.com. You scroll down. There's a PayPal button. You PayPal me $10. You put your address into the notes field, and I mail you this. And then all your friends are like, "Damn, you're way cooler than me." And then you're like, "Nah, man, we're all the same coolness. It's all good. I just got a bunch of stickers." And they'll be like, "Man, you're the coolest dude ever. Way cooler than me." And they'll be like, "Nah, man, we're all the same coolness. It's all good. I just got a bunch of stickers. I'm no cooler than you." And they'll be like, "Man, you know, that's true. Damn, you're cool." And they'll be like, "Nah, man, I'm not cool. I'm just like you guys. We're all the..." Micro King sticker. New CiottiFPV logo in the matte finish sticker, and then the same thing, put a magnet. You know what's cool about this? You put this on the next time you're out flying, you open the hatch of your car or truck, and you put this in there, so that every time you go fly, you open your hatch up. There it is. Wait for you guys to be like this. There it is. And then you're like, "Oh shit, let me go to Instagram." You go to Instagram, you take a picture of this, like you hold your quad up next to it, and you tag me in it, and then I put it in my story, and I'll be like, "Yo, go check out this person's channel," and then a couple of people will go check out your channel, and then you'll make a couple friends. That's worth $10, isn't it? More pay for followers, friends. It's what all the popular people do. It doesn't work. Don't pay for followers ever. This is how you pay for followers right here, because you get actual people. The companies that sell you followers, it is a complete fucking waste of time because they're just bots. So your number goes up, but that's it. And I got news for you. Nobody gives a flying fuck how many followers you have. It just doesn't matter. And it's also like super obvious. Like you ever go to a channel and they've got 100,000 followers and there's not one single comment on any other stuff? Yeah. They're not making any more money. They actually wasted a bunch of money just to have that number be bigger. And the platforms are actually also cracking down on that shit. Like they will, like when they see no engagement and like a huge follower number, like they know what you did, and they're not gonna show your content as much as people with lower numbers of followers but actual engagement. I hate the word engagement. God, it makes me want to puke. Danzil the Terrible says PayPal for sticker pack, aka slaps. Don't you dare, Dan, you son of a bitch. Don't you dare call them slaps. If anybody else, this is your warning. This is all of your warning. If you call them slaps, I'm gonna write your address on it, and then I'm gonna smear human poops all over it before I mail it. You've been warned. Dan, you're okay. You reminded me. Our time. For anybody that doesn't know where the hell that came from, I don't understand why anyone calls them slaps. Slaps is when you open palmed strike someone across the face more than once. These are stickers. They stick to things. Thus the name stickers. I just, you know, there's a word. Like, sometimes I can understand if we come up, if we come up with a different word for, like, Winnipesaukee. I get it, because, you know, Winnipesaukee takes a long time to say it, and, like, people can say it wrong, and, like, so if we start using the word, like, Winna instead of Winnipesaukee, I get that, you know, it saves a little bit of time. But, like, if we take one word with, like, a syllable and a half and replace it with another random word with a syllable and a half, all that does is confuse people, right? Like, somebody that's not cool enough, you're going to say slaps to them, and they're going to be like, no, don't. What? No. Don't do that. What the fuck? I thought we were friends. What's wrong with you? And then you're going to have this weird conversation, and they're going to be like, oh. And then they're going to feel like an asshole, right? They're going to feel like less cool. That's what I'm doing here, right? That's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to make sure that nobody feels less cool. You guys are getting me at about a 2 out of 10 tonight. I am so fucking tired. I am so exhausted. I just want to sleep more than 3 hours. I swear to God, like this week, like sum total, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I shit you not, I don't think I've gotten more than like 8 or 9 hours of sleep this week, all week. First it was the plumbing, then I got fried rice from a restaurant, and they put a bunch of egg in the fried rice, and I didn't think about that, and so my stomach was just a nightmare yesterday. It's all... And I also had a shitload of work to do last night, so I was up like all night doing work. I got all the giveaway stuff from the last 2 weeks in the mail. Yeah, it's just been... there's a lot going on, but I'm alive, and, you know, sometimes you don't get sleep. You know? I met Maggie when her kids were 11 and 16. No, 10 and 15. And you know, I ain't going anywhere. Like, this, I'm here for good. And so, like, I gotta make up for it, right? Like, I wasn't around when she had all those sleepless nights with them, so gotta pay your dues, bro. Gotta pay them dues. Gotta deal with sleep debt for a little while. It's alright, we'll be alright. Be alright. Hopefully you guys find me at a 2 out of 10. You know, I get like kind of slappy and practically drunk when I'm like this. And like, I'd like to think that that's, you know, that's got some entertainment. Hopefully. Maybe. R. Dodd says, I split a bell last night and realized there were 2 other motors on my Mobula 6 going out. Thankfully, I have a few whoops. Run them into the ground, yo. That's my opinion. With tiny whoops, like, you're not going to lose it. You're not flying a tiny whoop anywhere that's unrecoverable. So just run those fuckers into the ground, in my opinion. You're not going to hurt anything. Like, when the motor goes all the way, it's not going to hurt anything. So yeah, I run... Man, the Happy Model 0802 25,000s, the old school 2-piece bell design, they would drop that magnet bell, and man, I would push that thing back into place with my fingernails 30, 40, 50 times, and then eventually it would just like totally shit the bed. But yeah, in my opinion, man, run tiny whoop shit into the absolute dirt until it won't even take off anymore, because you're not risking losing the rig. Flying outside is a little bit of a different story, right? Because if you got something janky on there and you put it into the top of a 150-foot high tree, you ain't getting it back. But yeah, tiny whoops, man, I just pound them into the dirt. Blizzard FPV with a 5 Canadian Californian dollars super chat. He says, let's pump that pump fund. That sounds so dirty. Let's pump that pump fund. I'm going to round up $1 because I think Canadian dollars are maybe a little bit lower than American dollars. I don't care what it is. It allows me to make the weed number, so I'm told. Thank you for that opportunity, Blizzard FPV. Bob Noxious says self-promotion is just fine. He knows. He's got an awesome fucking band. CMYKFPV says, wear your own merch. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. Yeah, that's it. That's it, 100%. Do whatever the hell you want to do. I mean, like, as long as it's not hurting anyone else, right? And like as long as you're staying up with your duties to, like, the other people in your life, right? But, like, outside of that, just, like, stop worrying about it. Just, you know. Riot9 says, yeah, cool, I want to make my own shirt because nobody needs more subscribers than me, lol. Fuck yeah, man. Every single one of you, make your own shirt. It'll, like, making your own shirt, there'll be a point where you look at it and you'll be like, and that moment right there, that's what it's all about. That's what life's all about, man. Those moments where you're like, where you look like where it looks like someone smeared shit on your upper lip, and you're like, it's the same face you make when you listen to, like, really funky fucking music. Just that stank face, like, oh, it smells so bad, but oh, yeah, right? Ooh. I think this might be two different faces, but someone knows what I mean. Snarky Puppy does that to me. Snarky Puppy is a band, and Lettuce is also another band that, like, the whole time I'm listening to their music, it's just, ooh, people walking by are like, sir, are you okay? I'm like, nah, yeah, I'm fine. Just, ooh. And I'll give them I'll be like, check this shit out. I give them the little earbud. And they'll be like, ew, why is it so waxy, bitch? Get the... But sometimes they won't notice all the wax, and I'll put it in their disgusting ear. And they'll be like, ooh. Ooh. Oh. And they'll be like, who's this? I'm like, that's Lettuce, yo. Like, what? Lettuce? The fuck? What's the band name, you psycho? Like, it's Lettuce. It's the name of the band. I'm like, oh, what a terrible band name. I don't disagree with them. But if you're not listening to Lettuce, get the fuck out of here right now. Go shut this bullshit off and get your Spotify fired up and start listening to Lettuce. You're gonna love my nuts. Blizzard FPV with a 2 Canadian Californian dollars super chat. He says, I have thumbs. Fuck off. There's a quote from the other night. EE Duck says, Wildwood Center in Atlanta is what the Velocitron map is based on. Really? That's what? That's amazing. I don't even know what the Wildwood Center in Atlanta is. I have my own names for spots around here. Tiago Ramos says, Chinese paper lamp is nice and gives a nice light fill too, but no CiottiFPV. I actually have an entire... I'm a bit of a... I can't believe these words are about to leave my mouth, but I'm a bit of a Chinese paper lamp aficionado, friends. I have big ones, I have small ones, I have a pack of 10, which has all different sizes. Back when I was shooting stills a lot, learning to light, I learned to light primarily from a guy named David Hobby, who has an online blog. This is how long ago this was. He had an online blog called Strobist, and he was an editorial photographer that would he had a really nice, really simple little light kit that was very run and gun. And editorial photography, if you don't know, is basically like capturing life the way that it is. It's not shooting portraits in a studio, bringing all of your own light in. It's trying to create images that represent exactly what your human being eyeballs saw on the day. Our human being eyeballs are much better at seeing detail in the shadows and detail in the brights than our cameras. So if you go out with a camera and you just take a picture, it's not exactly what the human eye sees. If you bring a little run and gun light kit with you, you can add a little bit of brightness to the shadows, which allows you to bump your exposure up a little bit, which will get more information out of the brights. And with a little bit of subtle lighting, you can produce an image that's not overly stylized to the point where it's not what your actual eyeballs saw in that moment that you push the button. Yeah, one of his he always had like really cheap, inexpensive setups, and one of his favorite lighting setups was a Chinese lantern with a strobe, just like basically duct taped to the top of it on the inside, and then you throw a fishing line up over like a branch, or if you're in like a gymnasium, over the rafters, and then you can just really easily put this big orb of light anywhere you want. And it's cool because the Chinese lanterns are big enough where they almost function like a softbox, especially if you bring them in close, where they are a big light source, but then they fire light in all directions, so you get a bunch of bounce. And it's just a really cool look. It's something that I've been wanting to do here in the studio, but I just haven't figured out a great way of doing it. But it might actually be how I add a little bit of fill light, because with the drop ceilings, I could just run one of those. I could just run one of those cords with the Edison sockets on the end of it, put a light in it, hang the Chinese lantern off of that, like somewhere around here. So yeah, there might actually be some Chinese lantern action up in here, because I've been like I want to use this drop ceiling as much as I can. And it's I have a bunch of like clamps and whatnot, and like technically I could like poke one of the tiles out and then put the clamp, but that looks awful, right? Whereas just running a wire out, I can just notch one of the little drop ceiling tiles, and then just the wire just drops right out, and it looks like nothing. So yeah, it's funny. Like I have all this like professional, clamps and shit lighting gear, and now like I'm trying to not use it because I'm trying to not have such like a studio vibe back here. I want it to be as clean as I possibly can have it. Hey, speaking of, I don't know, look at this. Oh, it's not working. You son of a bitch, you. Why is it not working? Hey, there it is. Look, I've got the other Logitech. Oh, it's frozen. Why is it not? Oh, there it goes. It was doing this last night. What the hell? What the hell, yo? Come on. It's not working right. Well, that's really weird. Is this one working? This one's working. I mean, it is working, but it's like 1 frame a minute. Well, that sucks. I put a little mount here so that when I'm working here on the bench, you could see my big stupid face. But for some reason, it's running at 1 frame per minute. That's a bummer. It wasn't doing that last night. That's weird. What the hell? Why? Why does nothing ever work? Oh, well. Blizzard FPV with a 2 Canadian Californian dollar super chat. He says, track lights? Probably not. I'm not a big fan of... Although, I don't know. That's interesting. I didn't actually think of track lights. In theory, with these drop ceilings, right, they've got those metal bars in between. In theory, and I'd have to look, the track for the track lighting might be the same width as these metal bastards. So I could just mount it and then have the ceiling tiles not. The other thing is these ceiling tiles down here are the ones that drop down a little bit. The edge of the ceiling tile looks like this. This is the ceiling tile over here, and the edge of the ceiling tile is like this, and then this is the little ledge that the metal thing runs under. So these ceiling tiles drop down a little bit. So anything I do, I don't know where I'm going with this. Words are hard. PJ says the weaker fill light makes the more defined shadow purple/red. I like the old, like an old noir gangly crime thriller. Is there a noir vibe? I'm down with that. Shirt of the day is from FPV Exchange with my logo on the back. What do you think of that? Ramdonko with some shrimp emojis. That's interesting. Dan the Terrible says, carom, Dan, fine word usage. Right? Isn't carom a great underused word? That's a word I actually learned from David Hobby at Strobist 101. When he was talking, when I was learning about direct reflection, that's the word that he used to describe when light bounces directly off of a surface and then hits you right in the eyeball. He used the word carom, and I was like, oh god, that's a good word that I haven't heard in forever. I don't get a chance to use that word a lot, but when I use it, I feel like a straight up G. Yo, speaking of G, speaking of using the letter G as a word, I've found this guy. I've found Suat. Anybody know Suat on YouTube? How the hell do you spell it? Is it S-U-A-T? It is S-U-A-T. Yo, I'm loving this guy's Suat. Check this guy out, man. It's you might not like it, but you might like it. He's got this mobile DJ rig that he straps to himself, and he's got speakers on it, and he's got a GoPro hanging off the front, and he actually live streams, and he just goes out in public and DJs, and like look, like he gets chased by like mall security and stuff, and like he goes to he goes to Wembley and he sneaks backstage at Wembley, and like his no. There we go. Yeah, it's absolutely hysterical because like he looks, you know, he dresses all up and shit and he looks professional. So a lot of times like at Wembley, he just walks right in like as if he's meant to be there. And like the whole time he's on the mic, he's like, I'm just walk right in. I'm gonna look like I meant to be here. Watch this, guys. And he just walks right in with this big silly DJ rig. It's really funny. And then eventually security finds out and like they'll give him a hard time, and it's just great. It's really I'm loving Suat. And he calls people G's all the time. He's like, hey, G's, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, my apologies if I say G's as a word. Don't blame me. It's Suat's fault. I'm going to try not to, because I find that to be kind of obnoxious. Unless you're him. You know, he's British and a DJ, so he's allowed to use it. But I'm far too white and suburban to use the letter G as a word. Let's just be honest. June Loco says, can you build one? Can I build what? Arizona, with a strange spelling, FPV says, I have a Sky 04L or I, and there are 3 mix modes and diversity. Which should I use? I have no idea, man. You would, I would say look for reviews of those goggles from... try to find a review from Joshua Bardwell, because he's one of the most, if not the most technical reviewers here on YouTube, and his reviews have like actual information in them, rather than a lot of the other reviews which are just, hey guys, let's unbox this. Ooh, there's shrink wrap on it. Ooh, it's the nicest shrink wrap I've ever seen. Ooh, look. I'm gonna open the box now. Ooh, I'm opening the box. Ooh, the box opens. Look how nice the box is. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Look, it comes with a battery. Ooh, I don't know what's happening. And then they'll transition into, all right, I'm gonna fly it for the first time ever. Oh, this is the greatest thing in the entire world. Wow, this is so much better than anything ever. This is just the greatest thing in the entire world for 15 fucking minutes. Stop saying it's the best thing ever. Compare it to other things. Saying that it's the best thing ever, you might as well just say, hey, my name is Steve and I'm a donkey raper. Like, it doesn't, there's no... Fucking A. Yeah, so you gotta find a reviewer with more than 2 brain cells to rub together. And then you also gotta find one that's honest, right? Because, you know, the reason that a lot of them say, "Ooh, this is the best thing in the world," is because they then say, make sure you use my affiliate link to buy as many of these as possible. So yeah. I don't know anything about those goggles, so I have absolutely no idea. One of the things that you can do, and to be honest, what you maybe should do, is go fly and put it on, just pick a mode, and fly the rig like behind a building, kind of far away, to the point where the video gets kind of bad, and land it, and then go through those modes. So here's the deal though, you gotta stand still, and you gotta keep your head in the exact same spot, or like, yeah, I know, you gotta be able to look at the screens. I was gonna say put them down on like the roof of your car or something, but you gotta be able to then get your head into them to see them, so that's not gonna work. So plant your feet, get your, like, look straight ahead, pick like a spot on the horizon so that your head stays in the same orientation, because as you move your head around, it makes a huge difference, okay? So that's why you need to do this. Plant your feet, stand up straight, point your head straight in the same direction every time. You can also, if you want to make it even harder, you can like turn, actually you should do this both ways. Do this both ways, all right? So do it first, point your head directly towards wherever the hell the quad is. The video is going to be bad because you just flew it to the point where it was bad. Take the goggles off, change the mode, put the goggles back on, see if it's any better, take them off, change the mode, put it back on. Or if you're flying with somebody, have them change the mode so that you can just, you know, keep your head straight, or if there's OSD for the settings like the rapidFIRE does. But yeah, go through the different modes with your head pointed towards the quad and see which one gets the best coverage, and then turn 90 degrees. And do that same test again, and maybe even turn all the way around and face the opposite direction and do the test again. And that's going to be a good way of figuring out which of those modes for your local fly spot with your quad, with your antennas, with whatever the amount of weird RF that's going on in your local fly spot works the best. How about that? That's how I think you should really test it. Or you can find a reviewer that is, you know, intelligent, and they'll probably talk about which mode is going to be best for most people. Blizzard FPV with a 5 Canadian California dollars super chat. He says, shout out to Marcel off Axis FPV for a killer print for local homie. That's super cool, yeah, Blizzard. Marcel is an OG of the channel. Love that guy. Doesn't surprise me that he did a killer print and hooked up a local homie. Love it. CMYK says, you're too kind, sir. Thank you for the shout out. Good work. People that do good work get shout outs. That's just the way it's always going to be. Yeah, I just love people that give a shit, and you got to give a shit to do like good quality work, and that's it's just kind of my thing. You know, I take longer to do most things, but when I'm done doing most things, they're done better. And that's just, I think especially in America, we've really lost sight of that. And there's way too much of a culture of just do as many things as possible as quickly as possible. There's like in video games they call it like the meta, right? Like what's the meta of the video game? So like Diablo 3, for example, it's a dungeon crawling game. It's a game about killing monsters, but the meta of the game is your gear. It's like the game within the game, right? And there is a meta to all things, right? In my opinion, the meta to when you look at FPV, it's like, what is FPV? All right, well, it's building a toy helicopter and then flying it around. That's what it is from the surface. Well, once you really get into FPV for a couple of years, you kind of develop your own meta. For me, one of the big metas has been finding the right combination of parts that flies a little bit better, crashes a little bit better, works absolutely flawlessly. But there's different metas. You know, the meta can become like cinematic flying, all different stuff. And yeah, in my experience, and it might just be me, maybe this is different, maybe other people have a different experience, but the people that have been willing to put the time in we all have this same conversation. The meta is the magic. You know, like when you really get into something, there's magic to it. When you just... And you can also kind of look at like Dunning-Kruger, right? Like Dunning-Kruger, you start doing something, you start learning something, and you think you know everything. And like those people are obnoxious. And if you stay into it for long, this is like how much you think you know, right? So like you get into something and you think you know a lot, you think you know a lot more, you think you know a lot more. What's interesting is that like if you stay into a thing for long enough, you actually do this because you see how much you actually don't know and you see how shitty you actually are. And then it kind of does this, and then it bottoms out, and then it slowly starts to come up. And if you just keep doing something for year after year after year after year, you do, and then eventually you get to this level of mastery, and that's really the magic for me, and most people, just people that I talk to that are willing to put the work in and stay with something for a long period of time. They have that same experience, and I love that. And yeah, I think that we're sorely missing that, unfortunately. Bob Noxious says, I have a magnet in my truck, snuck in there by some gangly dude. Yeah, whenever I go fly with people, I will bring a bunch of my magnets and I'll sneak them in their trunk. FPV people get magnets snuck in their trunks. When I'm on set, I just hand the magnets out as my business cards. But yeah, FPV people get my magnets sneakily put into their trunks. Ramdonko says, I blame you, Tiub. LOLs. Ramdonko also says, fuck shit is less effort. Kevin Sumner says, is it okay if we use it like it slaps, like it's cool? Supposedly the youths are using that phrasing. I guess. I guess I'll approve that. I don't like it, but I don't know. It's, you know how you know you're old? When things that, I mean, first of all, when you start using the word youths, but you're officially old when the youths say or do things that you go like, oh, what a bunch of douchebags. You know what I mean? Be real with yourself. You know what I mean. What I find really funny about it is that, like, every single one of us when we were that age would look at the old people and be like, what a bunch of douchebags. They're still saying that word, you know. And like when and you know, that experience where like an old person says a hip young person word and it just sounds so awful. So yeah, I'm glad to not use youth language, because realistically, if the youths hear me saying those words, they're gonna be like, oh, what an asshole. So it's fine. Denzel the Terrible says, I was gonna slap your mom, but if CiottiFPV says it ain't cool, yeah, definitely don't do that. Don't slap your mother. That's the worst thing you could possibly do. June Loco says, what happened to your bong? What do you mean? Kevin Sumner says, do you have a secret for putting on those T-mount adapters in the Gemfan props? I actually do, Kevin. There's a little known fact. The T-mount adapters are they're directional. The little T-mount Gemfan adapters, they're not parallel. They're slightly angled. So if you're having trouble putting one on, flip it over and you won't have trouble anymore. That being said, to make it even easier, the real secret is to put the little adapter onto the motor shaft. I don't have any handy, but the motor shaft is here. You take the little Gemfan adapter, you put it onto the motor shaft, you take the propeller, you put it down. If you're having any amount of trouble, like try for like 1 full second, and if it's not going on, flip it over, and then it'll drop right on. Those two things, the realization that it's directional and that you can put the damn thing on the motor shaft first rather than sitting there with your thumbs until they bleed, you'll be good to go. You'll begin to love the T-mount adapters in Gemfan props because they just become very easy. Demo FPV says, that's the only reason I made my own shirt was so I could wear it. Hell yeah. Demo knows what's up. Aaron FPV knows about lettuce. Blizzard FPV with a 2 Canadian Californian dollar super chat. He says, everyone design your own t-shirt with a Sharpie. Do it. You won't. You won't. Aaron FPV says, I was stuck on Phyllis for a minute. I don't know Phyllis. But I'll be goddamned if I'm not opening up Spotify right now and typing it into the search field. terping it into the Siege field. All right, there we go. Oh, that's that album. Yeah, oh, that's a good album. Good God, is that a good album. Oh, man. I hate that I don't know album names anymore. Fucking Spotify and Pandora have just ruined, like, albums are barely a thing. I mean, they're all on there, but we just listen to shit on shuffle anymore. Jason Black, don't put a space in between Ciotti and FPV. I just happened to see my name, but the space caused it to not highlight in orange, and I almost didn't see it. It's okay. Everyone does it once or twice. I hate to bring it up, but will remote ID affect the FPV channels? If you're talking about, like, channel as in, like, YouTube channels, probably. I don't see how it couldn't. I don't see how it won't prevent some people from getting into the hobby and or cause some people to leave the hobby. So yeah, more than likely, yes, it will make all of our jobs a lot harder because it'll just shrink FPV. But most channels don't have, like, the entire FPV population. This channel in particular has a very small segment of the FPV population, so there's a chance I might not notice. I certainly hope so. But yeah, this channel here has, like, super DIY heads, and we're the people that either just aren't going to give a shit about remote ID, or we're going to figure out a way to put it on board and have it not be a complete disaster. So yeah, hopefully I don't get... Hopefully it's not the end of CiottiFPV, right? It's a little scary that it could be, right? If it cuts the hobby in half, and, you know, my number of patrons cuts in half, unfortunately that will be the end of this. But we've got a while. We've got over a year, and I don't know. FPV is so similar to skateboarding that I don't think anybody's going to really give a shit, right? Like, the cops don't know what the hell's going on. The FAA is never going to come to your flying field. You know, maybe we just can't put flight footage on public channels anymore, right? Maybe flight footage has to become private, and it has to be behind the paywall. Hopefully 10 cents a day is cheap enough for enough people to want to see my flying that they can get behind the paywall and see the private videos, right? But yeah, it's not going to help the hobby, that's for damn sure, right? Like, it's not going to make the hobby more popular. So we'll see. It'll be interesting. Yeah, it's a little scary, admittedly, but we'll see. What are we gonna do, right? There's really nothing we can do about it. It's a shame. It's really a shame that that they're not willing to look at some of the really bad things that it will cause, potentially cause, right? It will make flying alone much more sketchy. It will allow people to track you down and rob you of your expensive shit. And that's a little scary, right? So, I don't know. It's makes sense that they're doing it. Like, they have to do something, because they just can't... The photography drone people have fucked it all up for us. The photography drone people being complete dumbasses and flying Mavics into fucking sporting stadiums and over airports and shit like that. Like, it's their fault, 100%. It has nothing to do with FPV. FPV doesn't exist. Nobody knows FPV is a thing. The FAA doesn't give a rat's ass about us. Are you kidding me? It's all the photography drone people, and it's if you really want, you can trace it all the way back to greed, right? Like, DJI should not be selling Mavics in fucking Best Buy. Jesus Christ, guys, come on. Like, stop. But, hey, you know, if your business isn't growing, it's dying. God forbid a business isn't making $1 billion more this year than it was last year. If you're not, you might as well just shut your fucking doors, God forbid you achieve some sort of homeostasis and have a business with a bunch of employees that, I don't know, maybe love their job because they're not being constantly hammered all day, every day to make more money for the asshole at the top driving his 70th fucking Ferrari, right? So, yeah, it's a shame, but hey, that's America! God damn it. A Cable says, with a $2 super chat, thank you, brother. He says, just flew my tiny whoop into my ceiling fan. How did it do? I'm gonna put one of mine into the ceiling fan upstairs at some point, and I'm a little worried, but maybe tonight's the night. We're gonna start flying in a minute. Let me just get caught up on chat real quick. Ramdongo says, did you see Philly FPV Drones interview last night? I did not, and I don't even know who that is. Who's that person, Ram? Steve E's in the house. What's up, brother? He says, hello from Steve E in Salt Lake City. I got to meet Steve E at the Salt Lake City Crit. He was incredibly helpful. Let me borrow his DJI Smart Controller when mine was acting up. Let me borrow his charger. Man, it would have been a hot mess without him. I'm eternally grateful. He says, new to whoops, 1mm props seem too tight on the 1mm hex shafts. Needs so much force, I'm afraid to damage the motor. Re-drill or man up push harder. You gotta be careful, Steve. So one of the things that definitely helps is to rotate them when you're putting them on. That'll usually help a little bit. Drilling them out is really tough because usually you'll over-drill it. So yeah, one of the things that I do is that tends to help, because you want to make sure that you push the motor all the way down to the base of the motor bell, is you take a pair of like really fine tipped tweezers and you put them in the top of the hole, and you just rotate them around a little bit, and that's just gonna like wallow out the top of the hole, so that you can push it all the way down the motor shaft. That's really, really, really important. You could also do the same thing on the bottom, and that's going to wallow the bottom out a little bit, and that might help you out. So I would try that first. That's like the least destructive thing that you can possibly do, right? Thin tip tweezers, put it in the hole in the bottom, just rotate it around a little bit, and that's going to open up the hole a little bit just on the bottom edge. Do the same thing on the top. That might be just enough. Because if you start really pushing on it, you're going to ruin the motor, period. Like, you're right for... you're right for thinking that you're about to ruin the motor, because you are. If you can 100% push hard enough to ruin one of these motors. So yeah, be careful. But yeah, so try that. Try rotating it when you're putting it on. Here's the other problem. If it's really tight and you just mangle it on there, what's going to happen when you have to get it off? You're not going to be able to get the damn thing off. So yeah, you're barking up the right tree. So yeah, try to open the top and bottom up a little bit. Maybe you'll be good. CMYK says, check out this bike DJ. Oh boy, Dom Whitting. He's on a bike? Like a motor bicycle? Alright, pulling that up on a tab. I'll check it out tonight. Our dad says Steve is an asshole. Also, they got Tart Quick. Steve who? Double A says, Sappening. Sappening? Oh. What's happening? Got it. What's up, Double A? How are you, brother? Ramdago says, Philly Drones was that first guy in my YouTube world. The only thing is he was too powerful. So much power, but did bring this dream. You know the guy that was fined 180,000. Oh, that asshole. Right. Yeah, that guy's a piece of garbage. Yeah, I don't want anything to do with him. Did something bad happen to him? What was the question? The question was, did I see his interview or something like that? No, I did not. I don't like that guy. Fuck that guy. That guy is a perfect example of why remote ID is... Yeah, it's people like him that will ruin it for everyone, right? Jason Black says it's very scary. It is. It is. Bulldog FPV says, remote ID only affects 250 grams and up. Stay under 250 grams and you're good. So... That's what I thought, but some people that are potentially smarter than me have been saying that it's going to affect everything. So, I don't know. I'll bet you nobody knows. It's not like we can affect it. So, and I mean, like, why would you quit? Like, I get wanting to know what's going to happen, but, like, if it was like, if everybody started saying, like, yeah, remote ID is going to completely ruin the hobby, like, what, so you're going to, like, why does that matter, right? Are you going to quit? Is that going to make, like, don't quit now, rock the motherfucker till the wheels fall off. I guess the point is, if you can find that out now, you can quit now so that you can get some money out of your stuff, I guess. But it's not going to shut the entire hobby down. Maybe you'll make a couple bucks less on your stuff, but you'll get another year's worth of absolute magic. So do that, right? Like, fuck getting an extra couple bucks out of your stuff. Like, fly through the air for another year. That's just my opinion. June Loco says, will you comply? Probably not. We'll see. I don't know. What I will probably do is lay low for a little while and see if a bunch of stories of people getting caught and fined pop up. And if they don't, lay less low. But I already lay pretty low, right? I will continue to play. You know what? They can't prevent us from playing flight footage because we don't fly in front of a newspaper with the date at the beginning of all of our batteries. And to be honest, most of the flight footage that I play is from 2020 and 2021 anyway. So good luck proving that the flight footage that I played at the beginning of my stream is from after remote ID passed versus the 7 years prior that I've been flying, right? So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But man, don't quit now. Jesus Christ, don't quit now. No reason for that. Double A says I'm going to ride it out and keep on ripping. And like, think of this hobby, right? Think of like so many of the people in this hobby that just like, there's no way in hell they're going to quit, right? No way. So I think we'll be totally fine. Unless somehow like the local police departments get like trained up on this stuff and start handing out fines, but they're not. They don't. You know, you've been pulled over before. You know. You know how smart they are, or aren't, right? They're not going to be able to learn drone weight limits and shit like that. It's not going to happen. It's just not. And even if they do, they'll fuck it up, and then you just take them to court, and you just go like, yeah, I don't know what this fucking guy was talking about. I had a 600 mAh battery on my rig, and it was under the weight limit. Prove that I didn't. Although, in America, you're kind of guilty until proven innocent, so that's tough. Realistically, at that point, you'd probably have to hire an attorney, and then you're paying a bunch of money, and blah, blah, blah. Bulldog says, trust me, bro, they'll have to haul my ass to jail before I quit. Yeah, you and most other people. Rightfully so. We're not hurting anybody. And I don't think they'll target FPV. I think I think that they're going to target photography drones. Because those are the ones that cause problems. We're not the ones that are causing problems. We're flying in bandos and empty car parks and, right? Like, what is happening upstairs, Felix? What are you up to?
I went down the stairs and hurt my ankle.
Jesus. Sounds like the goddamn LA earthquakes up there.
I had 2 biscuits.
2 biscuits? Oh, God. I can taste them from how brutal that burp was. CMYKFPV says remote ID won't apply to micros. 250 rip squeak, more 3-inch R&D will make the experience more like 5-inch. That was my understanding, and I still, that's still what I believe. I still believe that sub 250 is going to be okay, because it's a toy. It's not going to hurt anybody. So yeah, but I don't know. Who the hell knows? Tiago Ramos says the issue is the paid gigs. You will need the remote ID gimmick on the quad. In theory, sure. Let me put it this way. I have never been asked for my Part 107 on a paid gig, and I've done quite a few, and I've worked with big name people, right? I've flown big festivals. I've flown like all kinds of shit. And not a single time has anyone said, like, hey, can you send me your Part 107 info? So, you know, I doubt that they're all of a sudden going to start asking for remote ID stuff. The work that I do, okay, right? The work that, like, Tommy and Nurk and, like, you know, the top 20 pilots on Earth do, sure. But that's not us, right? That's not a single one of us. That'll probably never be me. I'm fine with that. So, yeah, a couple of people, it'll definitely affect, but I don't think it's going to be me. You trying to turn that on, Felix? You don't know how, do you? Big remote. Red button on the bottom right corner, red button on the top right corner. And then the PlayStation button. I think you had previously turned one thing on that you just turned off.
Okay.
So that you want the top... There you go. You got it. Oh boy, now they know how to turn on the home theater. Ramdoggo says, if someone's asking, they're already planning a claim. I don't know what that means. T.I. didn't ask for your 107? LOL, he did not, you know? He was like, man, you hard. Where's your 107, boy? He did not say that. Let's fly, motherfuckers! I got 3 batteries, and the stream is getting a little long in the tooth here. Let's get this plugged in.
I like to turn it on.
What?
It's turned on, but not turned on.
Alright, hold on. The TV's not on. That's the button on the bottom right of the big remote. Red button on the bottom right of the big remote is the TV. Yep, hit it again. Bottom right, red button. There you go. Now the TV's coming up. Yeah, we'd be flying. VRX is plugged in. Let's head over to that scene. Man, I gotta get this scene on the, onto the stream deck. There it is. Alright, friends, let's fly a couple of batteries here. I'm gonna use my backup set of Fat Sharks because why not? I don't use them very often. And maybe I'll fly better. Never know. Here comes the 75mm rig. This is a newbie drone Acrobee V1 with their Goober canopy and BeeEye camera. Mob7 V4 frame. Yeah, so the disc is in the case to the right of the speaker there. See it? The Blu-ray case. And then there's a button. So here's the eject button on the PlayStation. It's hidden. It's right there. And then there's the case. Cool. T-Motor 0803 22,000 kV motors with the Gemfan biblades. And BT 2.0 with the little BetaFPV 450. Marvel at how impossible it is to fly 75mm heavy-ass rigs inside of tight spaces. And then we'll fly lighter weight rigs that fly infinitely better. What do you think of that? This rig does make some serious power, though. I will give it that. I do need to get this rig onto the, Newbie Drone released a 4.3 build, and I really need to get it onto this rig because these rates are wrong. Their rates are not quite right in their 4.2 builds. All right, here we go. Let's see what we can do. Oh, there it is. There it is. It's going down. Burrito blanket is on. Felix is about to get serious killing some monsters. I'm going to go upstairs and harass Maggie. And my mom, actually. My mom is in town, as I said the other day. And, oh, where are they? There they are. Look at these two powerful women having powerful woman conversations. Figuring out how to change the world for the better. That's what the ladies in our lives do, friends. Respect that shit. Oh, Maggie throwing stuff at me. Woo, that was a fun little That's cool, yo. So I can access that right here, right down here. Oh, that is a good one. That is a good little spot. I'm gonna remember that. Hey, look at this. I put a RSSI low, really? Where are we at? 40s? Damn, dip down in the 30s. I put a, oops, nope. I put one of my umbrellas up here. A little light in it. And look how cool it looks from down here. You can't really see it. It's kind of blown out, but it does look really cool. Oh, my goggles are fogging up. What's happening here? Yeah, man. This is, and look at this. Here's, I stacked up my drum set. I was thinking that I might be able to set my drum set up here. I don't think I'm actually going to be able to. I don't think there's enough room. This is the kids' like art area. They both have art classes in school, and they need little spots to do art things. Oh boy, and yeah. So the you know, they're the priority, not my drum set. I'm going to play the drum set once and then probably never again. But yeah, you know. Oh boy. Oh boy, hit the ceiling hard on that one. Man, Maggie has really gained a lot of trust that I don't think is warranted. She should probably trust me a little bit less when I'm flying this thing around. It's the ceiling fan is still a little bit too fast for me to perch on it, but that's okay. The 75 does admittedly make a little bit more sense up here. It is a little bit easier to fly up here than in the basement. I mean, it's almost impossible to fly in the basement, but there's so much that I can't do in here because it's just so big and heavy. The bigness is not the problem. The weight is the problem. The little 65s that you're about to see in a minute have every bit of power to weight that this does. But they crash a lot better. They're a lot more controllable. Man, I keep hitting the ceiling. This rig does make some power, man. These T-Motor 0803 23,000s are really impressive. But look like the fucking, man, the momentum that it picks up is so hard to deal with. Do I have a path in here? I do not. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Your boy shot that guy. Yo, that little gap that I just shot there, like, it doesn't look that tight. It is really tight. Ooh. Alright, let's come back downstairs. Battery's probably getting a little low. These 450 batteries last a long time. But man, are they heavy. Woo boy! And there it is, the low battery warning. Oh god, see, so now is when this thing just becomes like really hard to fly. Really? Really? You can't flip yourself over, little guy? Yeah, you're gonna see me really struggle down here with this little fella. No, don't run away. No, don't run away. Come on now. I don't know why it does that sometimes. It's kind of weird. Oh boy. Yeah, see, stuff like that, like there's absolutely no reason for me to have hit that. But it's just, there's the weight. The weight of these 75s is, it creates a bunch more momentum that's really tough to deal with in small spaces. If you're flying in a warehouse, sure, you're fine. But tiny whoops are, that was the greatest landing ever. You know, tiny whoops are commonly flown in houses. So there you go. There's the 75 rig. It's interesting. I don't like it. If you can't afford to buy like 5 or 6 tiny whoop batteries, I guess maybe the 75s make sense because you'll get a little bit more runtime. But other than that, I just don't get it. Now we're gonna move to just buy more batteries. And have a lighter weight rig that flies better. Now we're going to move over to a Mobula 6 ELRS in a Meteor 75 frame with Gemfan triblades. That's it. Oh, BT 2.0 converted as well. But that's it. This is a regular old Mobula 6 ELRS with the full-size board. The motors it comes with, well, you can get it with these 25,000 kV motors. Yeah, converted over to BT 2.0 with the Gemfan triblades. Unbelievable how good this flies. For such a simple build, right? Buy it for $98 or whatever the hell it costs. a set of props, a different frame, a BT 2.0 connector, and away you go. And yeah, you're about to see this thing. You're about to see a real difference in flight characteristics here. And accuracy. What you really want to, what you should really notice is how much more accurate this rig is than the much heavier 75 rig. Even already, right? Like, look at that. Like, look at the accuracy, friends. Come on now. Come on now. Oh boy. Still crash. I still crash a lot, but, you know. Oh boy. Get in there. Alright, so there's that. Oh boy. Easy, easy. Oh boy. Easy, 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 easy. Get me out of here. Come on. Oh boy. Yes. Oh, farts. Oh, I might not be able to recover from that. Okay. So, much more accurate, as we can see here, right? There's, like, no doubting that. It just makes sense, right? Lighter rigs have less momentum. They're gonna be more accurate. But check this out, right? So then you can say, like, oh, well, yeah, in a big space, it's not gonna be as good. Bullshit. It's even better in a big space because it's still got plenty of momentum, but you can control it, and you can go from flying big to flying small. Ooh! Ooh, that's a big crash. That's a really big crash. But we're fine. And that's the other thing, that it crashes quite a bit better. Oh, wait, I just rammed right into the Papasan chair, just as if I did it on purpose. Yeah, like, you can go down and do power loops in the kitchen with this. Or you can do that. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Man, I crash a lot, bro. It's fun to crash, though. Yeah, this is the move. This is the move. This is the easy button. It's so good. The Mob 6 ELRS with, oh man, I'm getting really good at that little throw over the balcony. I really dig it. I really dig that kind of camera movement there. The Mob 6 with the 0702s, they're not a high. Oh, you know, I just look at that. So there, I've noticed that up on top here, there's no trim piece. See it? See the trim piece is missing? And I was like, oh, that lazy bastard just didn't put it on. There's the trim piece. It's sitting on top of the damn thing. It's hard to get up there. It's so high. We don't have a ladder that's tall enough. Yeah, this is really incredible. The 0702 rig doesn't have enough KV, in my opinion. You really need the 0702 30,000s from tinywhoop.com, and sadly, they are out of stock. And it might be a while before Jesse gets more. Ooh! Ooh! But yeah, this is it, man. This is it. This is the best way to spend like $110 all in. Although, buy a bunch of batteries, spend like $150, and get a bunch of the Weebleed batteries. But I mean, this is just the absolute jam. What do you think of that? Bot grinder reminder, 20 minutes, that rhymes, 15 minutes. Get ready, friends. Get ready for bong ripping insanity over on Bot Grinder's channel. Get ready for bong ripping good time Charlie. Anybody know what movie that TV show that's from? I'll be pretty impressed, actually. That's a deep cut there. All right, so now we're gonna go to the actual like ultimate freestyle tinywhoop, Mob 6 ELRS with the 0702 30,000 kV tinywhoop.com motors, BT 2.0 conversion, and the Gemfan triblades, biblades. Sorry. It's just lighter, and it has pretty much the same amount of power, and yeah, you'll see. It's just a little bit better. but it is noticeably better. Like every time I fly this back to back with that rig from just now, I'm like, wow, like this is outrageous. Getting caught up on chat real quick here, and PJ says just finished flying too. Tear it up, and I'm caught up. All right, cool. Here we go. Here we go, friends. Last battery of the live stream. We'll talk for another couple of minutes after this, and then we can all go watch some bot grinder. So now this is just the next level of accuracy, which hopefully I'll be able to show you. Kind of depends if my flying will... That's a new gap that I found the other night. Stuff like that, can't do that with a 75. Really? Oh. Oh no. Oh no. I'm all hung up in the drop cloth. Hold on. Too late. Too slow. Look at all this paint on the drop. Oh god, I got the drop cloth all tied up in the motor. We good. Everything's fine.
This map is huge. It's like 3 different places.
Yeah. Some of the maps towards the end of the game are big. All right, here we go. Let's get back into it. For any car nerds, that piston is a Mazda 2 piston, not from my engine, but from one of the Spec B guys. Spec B is where the class that the Mazda 2s compete in. Oh god. Oh, it's so dark. I'm afraid. I'm scared. Okay, let's try that again. Let's try that one again. That was fun. Oh no. Ooh, wow, the video is real bad. Oh, you know what? The antenna popped off. I bet you the antenna popped off. Let me come down. And... maybe not. Let's see. Let's see if the antenna is still plugged in. It is. Well, that's a little weird. Ooh, the AIO popped off, though. The AIO popped off the front mounting point. That has not happened. That's kind of interesting. Hold on. Let me fix that real quick. Man, the video got really bad up there. I wonder what was going on with that. It's got nothing to do with this AIO coming off here, that's for sure. That was a little weird. Did it get really bad for you guys as well? Come on. I hate when this happens. It's like you can either pull the whole thing apart or you can just like I feel I'm gonna pop it apart because I hate to bend the post super hard because it's just not good for it. Come on. There we go. Alright, cool. And where's that little...
I hate scavenger sometimes. Or scoundrel.
You can get the different one.
A lot of like the stuff he does, he just misses like only one
Yeah.
and all the rest go to the left or right.
We'll get you one of the other guys. They're different. Damn it! I hate when this happens. I feel so bad just like bending the shit out of this post. But like the alternative is to pull the whole thing apart. And I try not to remove these screws because they're going into plastic, and it kind of weakens them. Let me give it one more little push here. Maybe I can just kind of sneak it onto the rubber grommet again. Come on, buddy. You're so close. You're so close. Come on.
Ghosts and stuff. Yeah.
Get on there. Get on there, little buddy. Come on. Nah, I gotta pull it off. 1 second, friends. Man, it is not popped off one of these posts in a while. The new the canopy that comes with the Mob7 ELRS fixes this issue, which is kind of cool. By having another little mounting hole in the front, but it's a little bit heavier, so I didn't use it. But now, if this happens again, I will switch to that canopy because it's not that much heavier. So, all right, here we go. Put this grommet back on here. Huh? I'm very confused as to why the video got so bad when I was up there. We're gonna go straight up there again, and see if it happens again. All right, back in business. Throw these screws back in. Oh, where'd they go? All right, there we go. All right, come on. Come on. 68, 2 away from max. All right, and then we got the front one, and then we'll be all set. And we're back. One of the tricks to keeping this from happening is to tighten the front one down a little bit more. That's going to make the rubber grommet a little bit thicker on the top. Keep it from popping off. Just make sure you're super gentle, because it's so easy to strip these frames out. All right, there we go. That should be about right. That's correct. That's correct. Yeah, that's looking good. Cool. The antenna is not rattling, so the antenna should still be good to go. Here we go. Let's fly the rest of this battery, and then we'll hang out for a minute. And then we'll get bot grindered up. Look, there's a bathroom in there. Oh, farts. Oh, no. Where am I? What is going on with the video? Hold on, I gotta take the goggles off to see if it's as bad for you guys. It's not as bad for you. Yeah, I guess it is. I guess it is. Hold on, let's check something. What's the VTX set on? Oh, well, that's not gone well. Why? What? What? Why? So, what's happening? So maybe, I mean, I feel like it was fine. Strange. Maybe it's on like 5 milliwatts or some shit, and I can bump it up a little bit. Have we, oh no. I was about to say, we haven't done a Papazon orbit yet. This will be fun. Oh, that's cool looking, yo! And this is a right-handed orbit, which is much more difficult. Let's transition it to a left-handed orbit. Oh, that would have been cooler if I were a better pilot. All right, let's try to really lock in on this orbit. Oh, yo, that's so cool looking. Come on now. And these are big enough to fly through. I'm trying to get really locked in here. Man, it's hard. Oh. Oh, I mean, it is technically big enough, but man, just barely. Ooh, wow. Man, that is tough. I'm not going to bother to keep trying. Low battery warning. Here we come. Ooh! Okay, so I thought about that last night. I was like, man, I'd be limping down those stairs a lot. What if I just dove down the stairs? So you're going to... You're gonna see more of that. I'm gonna figure out how to get down those stairs in a little bit more interesting way. It's really tight in there, though. That's what she said. There you have it, friends. There's a couple of there's a little fun Friday live stream, and now I will take a nap live on stream. What if I laid here for like 15 minutes? Would you guys just sit and stare? Harbles says switch to R8. I should have already been on R8. Let's see. Oh, I didn't go upstairs. I didn't do the thing that I said I was going to do. Yeah, I'm on R8. Why the hell is the VTX table not set up? That's weird. I'll fix it. I won't fix it. I'll just keep flying it. Thanks for hanging, friends. I know it's a disappointment that I didn't actually take a nap on stream, but hopefully you guys had a good time. Maniac FPV says, what program are you using to share it on your stream? There is none. It just comes into OBS as a source, and all's right with the world. There's no real magic. You just plug the VRX in. It's an Ishin ROTG1 VRX. You just plug it in, and it just shows up, and there you go. Away you go. Remember to tip your waiters. Remember, this is my full-time job. I rely on beautiful people like you to support these live streams, and I'm going to keep doing it full-time. Head on over to CiottiFPV.com and click some buttons. There's some affiliate links. And I'm doing Micro King sticker packs for $10. Get yourself some stickers. Micro King sticker, CiottiFPV sticker, and CiottiFPV magnet. $10. Head on over to CiottiFPV.com. Scroll down to the bottom. There's a PayPal button. PayPal me a tenner. Throw your address in there, and I'll send you a sticker pack. And you'll be so much more cool than your friends, but don't shame them. Don't be that guy. I'll see you guys on Sunday at 3, so help me God, if I haven't gotten some more sleep by then, I'll just be dead. It'll just be a dead guy live streaming, so that could be interesting. Felix will be the one streaming. There'll be a Ciotti-shaped corpse in the background, and then Felix will take over the live streams. See you guys Sunday at 3. Actually, maybe not. There's a chance I'll have to cancel the stream on Sunday. I probably won't cancel it. I'll just do it later. But fair warning. Yeah, we'll see. Be good. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. No. No, it's something different. Ramdonko says, go, Felix, go. Thanks for hanging, friends. Here comes some random flying from a random day in a random place here on Earth. With some epidemic sounds for your ear holes. City Echoes by Dream. Hopefully it's good. If it's not, sucks to be you. I can't hear it. What do I care? This is chasing. This is less than interesting. This is probably a little bit more interesting. No, it's not. This is chasing Mike's cinelifter around. Mike from Gemfan. Be good, guys. Love ya.